Hello and welcome to episode 6 of the Fuck Off podcast. That's staying in. This episode 6. The date today is the 24th September 2017. I thought we should start saying the date.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that'd be a good thing to do. I don't know
so
why.
they can see how long it takes for these to get on YouTube?
It takes about a month, okay? But that's because someone's only recorded half the first episode. I don't know who that could have been.
That's in the past, man.
Yeah. Sadly, too long. Anyway, so, yeah, that's the introductory bit. Today we're going to have two topics, because we're going to keep it a bit wild here, a bit on the edge. The two topics today are what's our anime, and adaptations, what various sources, what their strengths and weaknesses are, what we like about them, what we hate.
Mostly
Spoiler alert, the ends are shit. And as our light novels. So Fate and Backgammon again.
Exactly.
And then, but first we're going to talk about what we've been watching. Who should we go first? I try and find the tab with your names in it so I can remember them.
Well, my name is in the Discord.
Okay, let's start with Rengo.
I saw No Game, No Life 0 recently.
Ooh.
In LA.
So you have 0 life.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to go see it again next week just to reaffirm my beliefs on it.
How do you feel about it?
I mean, it's like, you ever go see something, you're like, wow, this is really cool, but it's totally pointless.
It's really cool, but it's also shit. Yeah.
It's like, they pump it up as like this like prequel story to like how the world was before games ruled everything, like just fucking like mayhem and bloodshed and stuff.
So before Yugi took over as the king of games?
Yeah, but it ends up being like 65 to 70% of it is like a fucking love story, and the characters.
Interesting.
Well, they got to get their fan service in somehow.
And then seeing how like this takes place 6,000 years or whatever before the first
6,000 years
before the TV show. It's like those characters, aren't really around anymore. So it's like you wasted 70% of the movie.
Not.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're very well long-lived.
Yeah.
I mean, it was cute.
Those oil supplements.
It was really cute. It had the show's charm in it without an excessive amount of fan service. Although that fan service is still there.
Really.
I mean, it's still.
Really?
Well, they're gonna show titties on the Blu-ray anyway, right?
Yeah. Bring in a ringer. They're gonna bring in Asuna and show her tits. So.
Yeah.
They get around a little bit since one of the characters is kind of a robot, so it's like
I'm all about that Robo fan service, honestly.
Yeah. But yeah, it was all right. I'm gonna go see it again just to reaffirm my beliefs on it, make sure I'm not shitting on it too hard, but it was okay. I honestly think you should watch the TV show before seeing the film because it kind of ruins.
Did you like the TV show out of interest?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like in my top 15. I know it's not that good, but I just enjoy it so much. So
someone likes the incest.
No comment.
Was it ever explained why the girl in the poster looks just like Shiro?
I think it's heavily implied that the two characters in the movie are like kind of like reincarnated as Shiro and what's his face in the in the main series.
People in the romance?
Yes.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Wait, how can a robot be reincarnated?
I mean, it's fucking.
He's reinvolted.
Space shit, man. You can't define space. It's space shit.
Spaceship.
No, you can define space. That's what physics is, mate.
Nah.
Seen anything else, or is that it?
A lot of the airing stuff's starting to close off. With either
any favorites, any hated.
I really disliked Gamers at first, but now I kind of really like it. I'm glad I went back and.
A lot of people said that.
Yeah, I'm glad I went back and started rewatching it from the beginning. It's pretty good. And that's about it, I think. Aho Girl was alright. I mean, I just stayed with that because I like that author's work, but that's about it.
Okie dokes. Well, next on the list is Dr. Faust. What have you been watching?
Bits of this and that, but really the only notable thing was... I always fuck this name up. the Masaki Yuasa one that just came out.
What, the movie?
Yeah, the 90 Short Walk On Girl. That's the one.
Oh, shit.
It was
Lucky Bastard?
Was that in Scotland Love Anime on?
No, actually, it was
it
just
elsewhere?
a little event that was run by the same people.
Okay.
We actually got it before London did.
Well, yeah, but Scotland always gets it first. It's weird
Fuck yeah.
because they have Scotland Loves Anime. That's why.
Which is fucking awesome. We got
Yeah, really good.
It is good.
We got Tizu 2 before the US did.
Wow.
Yeah.
But
No, they do good jobs.
oh yeah, they do fantastic jobs. But I'm still not entirely sold on Yuasa's directing style, I don't think. And
boo.
there were a couple of weird breaks in the story throughout it. But
Yeah, I'm really curious to check it out. I'm a huge fan of USA, so curious. Mostly just very curious.
He's a very individual director, so I can understand not liking.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not generic or that kind of thing. Oh, he has no idea what it is. Christ, can't even look it up himself.
God, don't-
Sorry, I'm exposing the chat to everyone else.
Don't rat me out like that.
Yeah, it was the
I was about to Google your name instead of the actual name of the thing.
yeah
Christ.
it was a movie adaptation of one of the author of the Tatami Galaxy did another book, and it was an
Ooh.
adaptation of that. It uses some of the same characters from Tatami, as far as I know.
two of the same, yeah.
Yeah,
Or at
but-
least two. And I think maybe a third? I haven't seen
Yeah,
it,
I know.
so
I
can't
saw.
say that for sure.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that makes sense then.
That was a show that like I really like. I enjoyed the elements of it, but I didn't really like the whole like experience of it. I guess just
really
the way
liked Tatami.
it's really aesthetic, like aesthetic as fuck.
Aesthetic with spaces in between, right? All right, so yeah. Sorry, got off track there.
So you liked it?
Yeah, I thought it was a
No,
pretty
you didn't like it,
enjoyable
sorry.
movie.
I'm not listening
Pretty
to you.
slapstick.
What else? Go on. Sorry.
Sorry, what?
No, speak.
You did like it, Faust?
Anyone?
He died.
Uh-oh.
I liked
You
it.
there?
Yeah, totally. Everyone dies in the end. Just a hurricane runs through the city, pulls up whole.
Christ,
whole
too
city.
soon, mate.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I mean,
Wait, what?
yeah,
Carmelo's still raising money for Puerto Rico.
I know, really.
Oh, yeah,
Christ.
right.
You know
That's
how
insensitive.
racist.
And from the States.
Oh man.
What? The States were hit by
Cool.
like 3
So we're gonna move on
hurricanes
from
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we're moving on now because that was a disastrous section.
That was, really.
Flame, what have you been watching?
I watched Gachi Yusa.
It's not the rabbit one.
Yes, is this
Gochi
order a
Manusagi
rabbit?
Desuga.
Sure. It's cute.
It was cute.
Yeah, that's
Is that
it.
all?
Literally nothing else.
Yes, excellent.
There was some inside baseball there.
Yeah. There's literally nothing else about the show other than it being just cute.
Just cute.
It's not particularly funny. There's no story, even though you would think there would be.
No, it
Considering,
wouldn't. It's a slice of life show.
yeah, but their grandpa got turned into a rabbit, and it's never brought up how.
And
He just is.
Dude,
K-On's supposed to be about
grandpas
music and
get
forming a
turned
band.
into
It isn't.
Yeah.
Well, their parents aren't turned into. Well, they could be. We do never see them.
Oh, there's some war there.
It's because they're not alive.
Oh no, they got turned into rabbits too.
No, they got turned into guitars. They are the instruments.
So Gita is actually Yui's mom?
Yeah.
Is that the new crack?
Wait for it. No, wait for it. It's instrumentality.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck,
fuck's sake,
dude.
Dave.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you. I take my leave. I'm going home now.
Yeah.
Yeah, leave.
Aren't you
He's
home
off
right
the
now?
podcast.
Oh god, I'm sorry. I apologise on behalf of all English people everywhere.
So yeah, that's about it for that. Let's move on.
Okay, Al, what have you been watching?
A ton of stuff actually. I don't normally watch anime, so
Oh,
yeah,
God.
I watched Tomoko Market, Tomoko Love Story.
Yes.
Enjoyed it. Enjoyed them about the same, which is weird because I know a lot of people like the movie a lot more. They both had their charms. Fun stuff. Not too much to say. Gave them both 7s. Liked them.
Did you love the OST?
Yeah, music was good
Yeah.
for sure. Then I watched Flip Flappers, which I'd been putting off for about ages. Looked good. Really, really pretty. Great character designs. I liked some of the episodic romps were really neat. Didn't really like the story bits at the end, but it was fine. I think I ended up giving it a 6, but it's probably a high 6. Had fun with it. And then I started the Legend of the Galactic Heroes, which
Yes.
yeah. So
You're
watched,
on your way. You're on your way of like not being able
Yeah.
to watch any other anime
I'm
ever again.
punching my elitist card right now. I watched My Conquest is a Sea of Stars, and then the other one that's a summary of the first couple episodes, and then the first couple episodes. So I'm about on episode 3 or 4 of the OVA. Very good. I love the political intrigue. I love the tactics, and both Yang and Reinhard are the best. So
Yeah, make sure you watch.
Ride hard.
Yeah.
I mean, Christ, I know it implies sexual tension, but it's Reinhardt,
Yeah.
not ride hard.
Make sure you watch it before the remake comes out. And then
Oh,
people
for sure,
start referring to that as Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
Oh God,
Oh God, because it's new, it must be better.
yeah, it's a new anime. I mean that other one's old. It's bad.
The anime community is the only one in the world that actually likes remakes. I don't get it.
But yeah, that's about it. Lots of stuff. Excited about all of it. So
Cool. Well, I haven't been on a month, and I've watched a butt ton of stuff. Still watching Valvrave. It's amazing. There's now wizards, and it just continues to spiral out of control in a fantastic manner.
Isn't Valkyrie one of the mecha ones? Like the mecha
Yeah,
one,
it's
one
one
of
of
those
the-
mecha ones, dude.
No, the surfing one's Eureka 7.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Valvrave is one of the ones they kind of made after Code Geass, trying to copy its formula,
Alright.
aka making it up as they went along. So Cross Age, Valvrave, those two are the ones.
Well, it was written by
Um,
the same person.
Was Valve? Yeah. Well, yeah, that makes sense because it makes no goddamn sense. But it seems to have fun with it in a way. Code Geass seems to take itself seriously a lot of the time, so I like it. So that's that. I watched most of Dagger of Kamui. I didn't actually finish it, but I will do that. That's a old ninja movie by Rintaro,
Ooh.
who's one of the greatest anime film directors ever. Although, of course, no one knows him nowadays because he stopped directing in like the 90s.
Ooh, yeah.
And also, none of his stuff came to the West, weirdly. He did like the Galaxy 3-9 movies. He did Harlock, My Youth on Arcadia, stuff like that. So, Dagger Camera, it's really cool. Mark Twain shows up at one point, as does Geronimo. Just think of it as like a glow.
I need to watch
Yeah.
this now.
It's like a treasure hunt, but with ninjas. And like, the music's bizarre. It's like, what are they? They're taiko drums, but with like electric guitars as well.
Huh.
And really cool but weird imagery. Basically, ninjas doing stuff. It's great. I highly recommend it. But as with any Rintaro work, you'll either love it or hate it, because everyone either loves or hates each of Rintaro's works, but no one can agree which are the good ones and which are the bad ones. So, if you don't like it, don't continue watching it. But if you do like it, you'll like it. Next up, I watched Goshogun Time Estrange, which I don't think I've talked about. It's a sequel film to a slight parody Super Robot show from the 80s. But it's kind of a meh show and a very childish show. And then the film sequel, by the guy who's done most of the Pokemon anime, is this very adult drama set much later about a woman facing death and disease,
Okay.
with no mecha in it at all. It's bizarre how this ever got made, but it's fantastic. I highly recommend watching it. It's got some great 80s insert songs,
Ooh, nice.
some power ballads. It's got Ghost, Saber-Tooth Tigers as well, that's fun. And also it has Radical Islam in there as well, for fun.
They just threw
Nice.
that in, you know.
But you can watch it without having seen the original series at all. Like, you don't need to watch the original series. Most people who've watched it haven't seen the original series because it didn't get fan subbed till quite recently, I think. But yeah, definitely check that one out. I think Discotek has released it recently. So.
Oh, cool.
And then there's Osamatsu-san,
Heyo.
which I'm powering through before the new season. It's great. It's hard to binge it because it's that kind of show, but
I watched it over like a couple months, I think.
yeah, they're just such lovable assholes. Like, I'm not going to watch the new series as the season goes on. I'm just going to kind of potter my way through it.
Yeah.
But it's great. I bloody love the Fist of the North Star parody they do.
Yeah.
Someone said that was supposed to be Mad Max. I'm like, no, it's very much Fist of the North Star. There's literally a guy who's like scenes shot for shot from Fist of the North Star and stuff. So
They have a lot of solid
Yeah.
parodies throughout the show.
yeah, no, it's full of them and it's great. And also like some really nice drama bits, which was surprising.
Yeah.
Like him and his cat with the
Yeah,
telepathic
yeah.
cat. It's pretty good. I recommend it. I don't like many Japanese comedies, but that was pretty good. Then Kino's Journey, another one I'm powering through before the new season. Because is the new Kino's Journey a remake, a readaptation, or a sequel?
I believe it's a retelling,
Ah,
or at least from the people I've heard talk about it, they all pretty much all say that it's a retelling of this, retelling of the series.
so that's another one where watch it before people start calling the new one
Oh, yeah.
Kino's Journey. It's great, definitely. Yeah, I've like a couple of episodes in, enjoying it. Really, it's great. I don't see why they're remaking it. It's stupid. It's good as it is. Not much to say there. We're only about halfway through, guys. So I've watched a lot. Hokuto no Ken movie, so Fist of the North Star movie. Watch that. That was... If you've never watched Fist of the North Star, you'll have no idea what's going on. Because they tried to cram about 60 episodes worth into an hour and a half. But it's really fun just seeing a guy poking other people to death. It's just fun. I enjoy a good silly movie like that. It's very silly. I especially enjoyed the censorship they had to put in, and by censorship I mean they basically made it look like a VHS.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they literally, whenever like they went to you knew someone's head was about to explode or some body part was about to explode, because they would cut to like VHS quality just for the violence, then cut back.
That's so weird.
Which is something they only put in like after the movie release because there was such like a PTA kind of row about it. Because remember, Hokuto no Ken is for like 8 to 13-year-olds,
yeah.
as are all shonen. But that was back when shonen was super violent.
Right.
I mean, it's not quite violent Shack levels of rape and torture, but it's still pretty. I enjoyed that. Finished off Rose of Versailles. That was fantastic. That's a 10 out of 10. Classic show, which may be getting remade. There was some news about that, getting a new project. I don't quite know what that is.
Interesting.
But that's amazing. I think they were weirdly fortunate in the original director dying, because the first half of the series...
Okay.
Sorry.
Hear me out. So the first half of the series is all set in Versailles, and it's all kind of like court intrigue and stuff, and basically a bit of nonsense, and that fit the original director's kind of more arty-farty and light-hearted tone. And then when the director switched, it's also the story starts going into the French Revolution when things get more serious. And so Osamu Tezuka's more like serious and realistic directional turn, which is very different, worked quite well with that kind of narrative shift. So it actually worked out really well. I know it is a weird thing to say. I'm glad he died. But it weirdly am. Well, I'm not weirdly am, but it does actually work, and I'm surprised. Then there's 5-Star Stories, which was a movie, and it is fucking beautiful. I'm about to put a video in the chat. I have no idea what was going on in the story, because it doesn't actually tell you. But it's really pretty, and that's all you need to know. Yeah, so it's just really pretty. And that's all you really need to know. It may be the prettiest anime ever made. It's up there with Redline and Akira for me.
Oh, good. This
It's
video
Garden
contains
of-
content from Victor Entertainment and is not available in your country. Excellent.
Oh, well, fuck off.
Is it as nice looking as Garden of Words?
Oh, it's better.
Oh, that is high bar, my friend.
I'll try and find another clip for you, Americans. That would work?
No.
That's the trailer by them!
Maybe they
Christ!
maybe they don't allow embeds.
Go-
Maybe I have to go to the actual YouTube.
Go to the address bar and replace tube with pack. Is that what it is? Make it upack.com with the stuff behind it, and it should work. I think that's a trick someone taught me a long time ago.
The story makes no sense if you haven't read the manga, but that doesn't matter. You're all there for the pretty. Then Hellsing Ultimate, finish that. That is one of the worst shows I've ever seen.
Ooh.
I don't understand
Are
how
you going to
people
do
like
a hate
that.
post? Or did you already do that? Or no?
I already did that.
Oh, man. I must have missed it when you linked it then. Fuck.
Oh, I think I might have... Yeah, I know I did. I was an idiot and tagged you in the post rather than doing a comment underneath.
Oh, yeah.
Right, I'll do that now.
Yeah, I'll read it over after we're done here. For sure.
If I can remember how to fucking do this. God. Yeah, so Hellsing Ultimate Hellsing Ultimate is terrible. I don't understand how people like it. It looks like shit. It makes no sense. And it's not funny. The violence is crap. There's just nothing good about it. Apart from the dub is horrendous. Some people say that's one of the best dubs ever. I'm not sure they understand what English is supposed to sound like. Or French accents, because the guy who's French is one of the worst accents I've ever heard. Or the Italians who sound like they're from a Domio ad. It's awful. It's truly awful.
What about the part where he flies an SR-71 into an aircraft carrier?
That's also really stupid. Why does he need to fly in? He's a bloody vampire.
Anime.
Who cares?
Why doesn't he just drop instead of wasting all that money?
You're asking logic from an action show. Seems like asking for logic from Redline.
Yeah, but at least Redline's internally consistent
That's
in a
true.
way that Hellsing isn't.
How so?
Which just read the post. It's stupid. Yeah. What final thing? I watched Perfect Blue for the first time.
Really? You haven't seen
Such
it
a
yet?
fucking
Oh,
good movie.
wow.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah,
Alright.
buddy.
Everybody's watching that lately. Awesome.
I think it's
I finally got around to it.
I think it's his
'cause,
best film.
It's one of
They've got it on
it's one of my
sale on
favorites
all
for
the
sure.
anime, so I might buy that on Blu-ray.
You should.
The opening shots aren't great. They are really bad, actually. But once you get past those, it's really good. It's really pretty. It's really interesting. I like how they kept you in suspense all the way through. I didn't guess the twist. The Shyamalan twist.
Yeah, dude.
But I liked it. So that's all of the things I've been watching.
That's a lot of
well,
things.
actually it's not.
Yeah,
But
that
that's-
was almost as
I've watched
long as
more
all
things.
of the rest of us combined.
But I didn't even talk about Shinesman. But I'm going to stop there.
I love how they
So,
use
move on.
colors in Perfect Blue.
Yeah,
You could tell what was going to happen based on basically the color in the background.
Yeah, it's definitely a film I need to rewatch. But I'm going to look to pick that up on Blu-ray once I have some money coming in. But it's going to be expensive coming up soon because Double Zeta Gundam comes out soon, as does Wolf's Rain, and second part Double Zeta Gundam, and Lupin the Third Part 1.
Buying too much anime, dude.
But I need my Gundam, and I need my Wolf's Rain. And I need my Lupin.
A Lupin, man.
Lupin.
Oh.
Lupin. Anyway, if that's us done, we'll move on to the first of the main topics.
Yeah, move on to the actual podcast. Here we go.
Hero! I am right over here, so come and kill me!
So the first topic of discussion is, what is an anime? What is classed as an anime? What do we think? What should be classed as anime? Do we like anime? No. All
No,
anime
of
is
course.
terrible.
Everyone hates anime.
Yeah.
Why would you like it?
So
Gross.
one of you go. One of you just talk about what you think counts as anime.
Well, personally, I'm in the camp that anime is animation produced in Japan. Because honestly, all of the other definitions I've heard seem like, frankly, incredibly subjective and poorly defined.
Well, there's not going to be a factual answer to this.
But what do you mean by
I
produced
don't think
in
there's a
Japan?
concrete answer, but yeah.
I mean, like, the production company is Japanese.
But what about Western co-productions?
That's the production company is
Like
still
MD
in
Guys 2,
Japan.
Death Force.
Like, if
And what a...
trying to...
Well, there's,
like-
there's a lot of gray area.
Well, no, like, I'm not really. Like, even the Canadian tourism thing, that's produced by, what's his
Canada.
name's studio?
By studio.
No, what's his name's studio? His name has gone completely out of my head.
Do you have Alzheimer's?
Probably.
Did you not prepare anything of this?
Well, this particular argument? Not really, no. Because I came up with this particular example completely off the fly. I'm trying to remember his name. It's the same guy who did your name.
Oh, Shinkai?
Fairly certain, wasn't it?
I don't
Makoto
know.
Yeah.
Shinkai?
Yeah.
Shinkai, yeah.
Oh,
Got the zinger in there.
Finger in
Bazinga.
where? What?
The zinger.
Oh, Bazinga.
No, the zinger. It was not going with the that one. Anyway,
Yeah, continue.
Yeah, but like the Canadian Tourism CM was produced by his studio. Fooly Cooly 2 is going to be produced by Production IG.
No, you mean made by, not produced by, surely. Because producers are a separate thing.
Yeah,
They're the people who fund it. Are you meaning like the people
Yeah,
who
I
actually
think-
did the key animation?
yeah, I might have been using the wrong word there. It's entirely possible. Let's just go with made by. If you can... Yeah, so, Dave, for the last 5 minutes, just replace any time I said produced by with made by. Could you do that?
No.
Ah, well,
But they
shame.
can do it in their minds.
yeah.
I'm going to make you
Alright.
look like a fool.
That's fine. I'm used to looking like an idiot. But yeah, made by or key animation is done by.
from a
Cool.
Western's perspective, I think anime, in my opinion, is just literally anything that's made for a Japanese audience. Like if it's going to air in Japan or it's going to be in a theater.
So even live action. What?
Obviously, anything animated that's made
Within the realm of animation, anything that is made with the Japanese audience primarily in mind. Because I mean, in their term of anime is like literally anything that's animated.
Yeah, but that's stupid because we're not Japanese.
Right, so that's why I said
Yeah.
from a Western perspective, it makes sense just to think that anime is, no matter if it's made in the US or it's made in China or Korea, if it's made with the Japanese audience in mind, then it's anime in my book.
So it's only going to be things made in Japan because no one else is bothering to focus on the Japanese market like that.
Well, see, the issue I have with that is that I've sat in on interviews with a couple of directors, and pretty much all of them have said that they don't really make their stuff with just the Japanese in mind.
I guess whatever their primary focus is. Not just things just for the Japanese audience, but if they're going to make it and it's
No.
going to air in Japan on whatever television block, that, in my opinion, is anime. But I mean,
So, going back to MT Guys 2, actually, weirdly enough, that was funded by, I think, God, I forget I don't know American companies, but it was funded by an American company, made by the same people who made the original, and now it's basically for the Western audience because they're the only ones who wanted it. But it was still had basically the same Japanese production as the original. Would that not count for you?
I mean, if it was made with a Western audience in mind primarily, then yeah, that wouldn't be necessarily anime in my book.
I think they were just making more. They didn't really care who it was for.
Then
It was just funded by the West.
I really don't care who funds fun things, because I mean, you got fucking oil companies funding soccer teams. I mean, it's just at that point, it's just semantics. It's just whatever the product is designed for. That's all that really matters. It doesn't matter who's fronting the money.
Fair. Someone else?
I'll jump in, I guess. I think that defining anime like strictly is kind of silly and semantic, especially nowadays where the definition's so muddled. It's like there's an exception to basically any way you want to classify it. But I think that I don't know. I really think that anime, how you describe it, is what I don't know. I think everybody has their own personal definition, but I think that it's like I don't know. It's super hard to define, but I would want to say it's. I would want to say it's
eyes and giant tits.
That's what I was going to say. I wanted to say it calls back to a style, an aesthetic sense, but there are also anime that are produced in a Western style deliberately, or all kinds of stuff like that.
Photorealistic style, or I know a few have done rotoscoping.
Yeah, exactly. So it's even hard to nail down on that front.
That seems like a pretty useless definition.
Yeah, I think most any way to define anime is useless.
When you go by
apart from my definition,
when you go by the stylistic nature of it, though, then you got shows like the Boondocks in the West that are very anime looking. Avatar, everyone's favorite Western anime.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have stuff made by Tezuka, which wouldn't be anything like today's anime.
It has more in common with Disney than it does most.
Like, even like I'm talking about the weirder stuff like Cleopatra, Queen of Sex, which looks like nothing else in anime. And that's by Tezuka.
It's interesting because I think that there's going to be an issue with any sort of clear-cut definition, but
I don't see much of one with key animated by Japanese companies.
See, that's getting close to mine. So what I would say is, it's animation of any sort that's at least co-produced in Japan. So the people who are funding it are at least partly in Japan.
Okay.
And for whom the majority of the main staff roles are Japanese. So things like director, because that allows for Western co-productions, and also for non-Japanese people working in the industry. Like I think Rikio, like the second episode of that was directed by a person from America, but she works in the Japanese animation industry, and she was working in, I think it was Madhouse, someone did that at the time. So that kind of covers all the bases, I think. So you have things like director and stuff, the majority of them would have to be Japanese, but...
What percentage do you have to say? Over 50%?
Majority is just anything over
That's what majority
50.
means.
Well, no, I know, but I was wondering if you had a specific figure in mind.
I do, over 50%.
Okay.
Yeah, majority. It's a fairly
Maths
simple
on your
concept.
ass.
Right, okay.
It just gets so weird, though, because then you have situations like with Trigger when they were making Little Witch Academia, and they like openly say, yeah, we're making this for whoever, and we love Western, like...
Yeah, which is why my definition works.
Yeah, but they're like... I don't know how to explain this. They're primarily Japanese working on it, but are you also saying that you don't care if the Japanese audience cares about it?
No, because there's plenty of shows that don't care about every season.
I think that definitely a classification by what the target demographic is kind of weird, because
even though stuff like shonen, seinen and stuff is pretty well accepted.
Except the fact that shonen sports shows are clearly for women and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they're kind of nonsense at this point too. Cool. So is that topic done?
When you think about it, who cares?
Who cares?
As long as
I call it Japanimation myself.
as long as I get my deep shit.
Chinese cartoons, but
Yeah.
branding.
Well, I mean,
Chinese cartoons, copyright, trademark.
yeah. I'm just a fan of animation in general, really. I mean, I
No, I only like the Nippon
yeah,
ones, which are like
exactly.
Japanese steel, but it's a pencil.
But yeah, I mean, if some stellar Western animation comes out, I mean, I'll love that just the same. There's a lot of stuff, from the West that I like as much as some of my favorite anime. So I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. Just I wouldn't call it anime.
No, yeah, for sure.
At this point, I just call them shows. I like this show. I like that show. I like that film. Just to avoid any backlash.
People thinking that you like anime. Thinking you're
I
a
like-
weeb.
No, no one likes anime.
Some anime.
Yeah, I don't know. I think saying I like anime at this point, I don't know.
Because there's definitely lots of garbage.
Something, fate, something.
Oh, there we
Something
go.
Aramanga, something.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help
That
myself.
was good.
So we're done with that topic, genuinely.
I guess.
Well, Mal, have you said anything?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Is he even alive?
Mal?
What?
Flame.
Oh,
Okay, you're not
hey,
dead.
You
Yeah.
confused? I thought you were talking about my anime list.
Oh no.
No, call him Flame. It's
Yeah,
easy.
I usually go with Flame. Yeah.
Oh,
worries.
I don't give a shit.
There we go.
Yeah, that's the true
Top-
answer.
topic done.
Honestly, I think that's the best answer.
It's just silly to try to compartmentalize it.
I think it definitely it strikes me as like I want the things I like to be very distinct from the rest of that stuff. So I'm going to have this strange definition of what is anime so that I can exclude stuff like Avatar, or so that I can say that I don't know. Whatever.
R slash
Just
anime.
one final thing. No, wait. Just one final thing.
Yeah.
Does it actually have to be animated?
Oh man, here we go.
Because
yes,
there is a film.
Yes.
Well, dude.
I forget what it's called. It's like the it's like the Legend of the Samurai or something like it's from like the 60s, and it's just stills put in front of a camera with the sound effects, and then stills get swapped out, like the old. Do you know Kambashi?
Yeah.
Which are like the old bikes called like little hand
Right,
puppet
yeah,
playthings. It's like that,
That's weird. That's awesome though.
but as a cinema.
Well, isn't that honestly sort of similar to Belladonna of the Sadness? So
Belladonna of Sadness, no, because Belladonna of Sadness actually has
like just still frames.
No,
and
no, no.
pans.
No, that isn't just still frames. Belladonna of Sadness has quite a lot of movement.
Alright.
But it does have still frames, and the camera moves about the still frame. Which also this one does. I'm trying to find it now.
I think
Well,
in
yeah,
this
I mean,
case,
if
though,
we include, I think if we include stuff like stop motion animation, like that's animation, but it's all like it's live action stuff.
Yeah.
You're taking a camera and pointing it at things.
I mean,
I know a couple examples of things that are on Mal that are still stop action or whatever.
Stop motion.
I don't know. Weird.
Fucking shit calm.
I mean,
Yeah.
anime is animation. I mean, that's
Yeah.
so. I mean, it just depends. Like, if you go by the actual definition, anime is animation. But if you're going by the style, the visual style, then that opens up the door to things that are not anime. If you can make something look like an anime, and
Yeah,
have it
dude.
live action.
Live
or-
action movies with cosplayers, dude. My live action cosplay movie is definitely an anime, guys.
So if they'd put done the racial adjustments on Ghost in the Shell,
Oh,
would that
no.
count as
Oh, that's anime.
No,
Yeah.
God.
What about
Ghost
Well,
in the
it's
Shell
not
live action is
animated,
anime.
Oh
guys.
shit. Sorry.
what about the Avatar movie?
Oh God.
Shut up! That didn't exist. Please don't talk
James
about it.
Cameron has nothing to do with it.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the shitty like Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Well,
he
live
was.
action. Ugh.
Actually, I mean, Avatar was mostly CG anyway, right? James Cameron's an animator, guys.
It was stop actually. Yeah, would that count?
I mean, it's
'Cause
CG.
it was
I
all
would
motion
say
capture,
it's-
so it is animation.
Oh no!
It's an anime.
I would
It's
no. I
technically
would
an
say
animated
it's not because
There
it's
Why not?
not animated. It's
Well, it
Because
is.
it's not.
no. It's all
So rotoscoping's not animation.
Uh-oh.
no. Rotoscope's animation, but I would say the
But,
distinction
then
is
it's motion
no,
capture as well.
No. I would say that the distinction is that there isn't anything being done to the actual like models of the people moving. It's people moving, and they use those points to move the model. Like the movements are the human movements are what's animating it. You
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
have
Disney does the same
people
thing.
that are manually animating the models.
But don't you just still
If
have
that
like
person
CG
doesn't make
artists
sense.
doing all of the other stuff? I don't know.
CG's not anime, said somebody.
So,
What about the Final Fantasy movie? Not the new one, but the old one.
Oh boy, the scary looking one.
Wait, which old one?
Like
The
was
spirits
it, like,
within.
Spirits of the...
I've never seen it, so I don't know.
Because that was all animated. I think it was made in Japan.
Oh,
It
there
was
we go.
creepy. That's what it was.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with Final Fantasy. At all.
Square
Okay,
being square.
All right.
Okay.
I still think I don't give a fuck is the best answer.
Okay.
I think
We'll
it's a
move on then.
useful distinction for actually, like, focusing a discussion, but
I mean,
I'm
you
not
could
sure
use
it
it,
ultimately
but
has
apparently-
that much value.
You could use it to like narrow down, I guess, what you're trying to say. But then even then, it's like, I don't know. There's so many complications when you say something's an anime.
It's just Japanimation for the nation.
Yeah, dude. Them
Funimation.
cartoons.
I'm
Funimation?
sorry. What?
Did you say Funimation, Ringo?
What? Who?
Badly,
What?
of course.
Who, me?
I'm ending this section because it's going,
Yeah,
it's
fuck
going
this.
badly.
No, who's up
This
first?
is awful.
Let's stretch this tube of toothpaste out as much as we can.
Fuck.
Hey, Benton, don't crap your pants if you see a vampire out there.
Get lost. You wouldn't recognize a goddamn vampire if one jumped up and bit you on the end of your fucking dick. So just get off my back.
Welcome back to the Chinese Cartoon Podcast.
Hello.
This is our second topic. Well, don't you start.
Hello.
This section, we're going to talk about different source materials for adaptations, what we think works, doesn't work, what we like, we don't like, and all that jazz. So, let's start with the most obvious. Manga. Who wants to jump in?
When it comes to adaptations in general for me, but I guess this can relate back to manga, I really don't care if it follows the source as long as it provides a good experience.
Yep, agreed.
It's like,
Yeah.
Well,
it's too...
if it doesn't follow the source, can it really be called an adaptation?
Well, I
then?
mean, like, follow
Well, if
the
it uses
source...
the property, I would consider it an adaptation, right? I don't know.
Follow the source enough that it has that identity. But, I mean, don't, like, go... I mean, I'm not going to get mad if it doesn't go scene by scene and if the anime deviates towards the end versus the source or the manga in this case. I just want to see a good experience because I know that manga and light novels and visual novels have their quirks and certain things inside those mediums don't work in anime, especially like with visual novels, how like they just go on and on and on with epilogue and stuff. That doesn't work in anime in a lot of cases.
20-minute speeches for 1-minute fight scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's just...
Yeah. No, I
shonen
totally
shows.
agree. I think it's stupid that everyone says it has to be really faithful to the source material.
Yeah, dude.
Because like the
Well, I
likelihood
think it still has
of
to
it...
tell the same story.
Well, no, I don't even care if it tells the same story. If it's a good show, it's a good show. Who cares?
Yeah.
If I want to read the manga, I'll read the manga.
Yeah,
If I want that
'cause,
story,
like,
I'll read the manga. Yeah.
in all seriousness, like the likelihood of whatever it's getting fully adapted is like super low when
Yeah,
it comes
you
to
have be
anime.
the exception.
Oh, it's going to be. I
Yeah.
thought all the source material was perfect. That's what
Oh.
the community
Oh shit,
told
that's
me.
right. How can we forget?
The source material is flawless. No, I, in fact, I would go so far as to say an adaptation that doesn't change stuff is actually fairly pointless. I already have that version of the story.
Yeah.
Why do I need it again? Do something new, do something interesting. Actually take advantage of the fact it is animated, because 99.9% of anime doesn't actually take advantage of the fact it's animated. at all. And if you do, you might end up with something that's all-time great, like Rose of Versailles.
Okay, so what do you mean by take advantage of the fact that it's animated?
Well, do weird stuff with this cinematography.
Yeah, do fun-looking shit.
Yeah, use...
quick cuts, like a Satoshi Kon.
Use editing, use a way a character moves that can only happen in animation, that can't happen in a manga, to give extra meaning to a scene or something.
Yeah, I mean...
Silences.
Talking about manga...
The way someone speaks.
Sorry to interrupt there, but no, I mean, like, sometimes you'll see it. Like, people will be like... you'll see it in a show, people will be like, oh, well, here's the manga panel from that fight. And you can see exactly where they use, like, all... They basically just took the manga and were like, well, let's animate this. And, I mean, sometimes that results in good fights, but usually the fights aren't choreographed very well when that happens.
Well, because they're meant for stills,
Yeah, they're meant for stylish
motion.
stills, not for...
And when they are meant
action.
for actual motion, like Boichi Terusawa, the guy who does Cobra, his manga looks really odd. But it's great storyboards to translate into anime.
Yeah.
And it actually works much better in animation because it's designed to be animated in a way.
And with manga, it's also like the flow of the page turn. Like, it sometimes just doesn't work in anime because manga's made in such a way that when you get to the end of the page and you flip that page, you're like, oh, that happened.
There's
and
a
stuff
build
like
up and a
that.
payoff on each page, yeah.
And you can read a conversation much quicker than you can listen to it and stuff.
Yeah. But I mean, I can get why. I mean, people just get mad when they say like, "Oh, the source is better." It's just like because it's like their little baby, and they're like, "Oh, the anime."
But you've got the source already.
But we definitely.
Why do you want the same?
We
thing
definitely
again?
have to settle that. I'm gonna say once and for all, fuck source readers. You're all bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, you are. I don't know. Yeah. That's my opinions on my. Although I do think it makes very good storyboards. I think.
Oh yeah.
As a base storyboarding, it's good.
Yeah.
But
you gotta change something.
they sometimes use that as the actual production rather than just the storyboards.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I still honestly think that if it's not, telling the same story, it's not an adaptation, it's a spin-off.
Well, I don't know. Well, how would you describe that, though? Would you say
Full Metal Alchemist 2003 a spin-off?
Would you say
Yeah, I would say
something like that,
Full
just
Metal
change the
Alchemist-
ending in the second half or whatever?
Yeah, I would say that there's a fairly significant diversion between the story of the Full Metal Alchemist manga and the 2003 show. Like, with that, do you think? Yeah. So I would say
It's an adaptation still.
Yeah, it aimed to adapt the source material, then just kept going
And
when
it
there wasn't
failed.
more to adapt.
And so I would say that is
no,
not
it
an
did fail. It
adaptation.
adapted what was made.
Yeah. I don't know. I would say that was an adaptation with an anime original ending. I wouldn't say that it wasn't an adaptation at all. I don't know.
Was Soul Eater faithful adaptation? I remember people saying that at least the ending was.
Most of
different.
it was faithful as far as I know. I haven't finished the manga, but...
I've never seen it.
And what about something like Penguin's Memories, which is
Oh.
clearly...
Another show I haven't seen.
Pulling out the big guns.
Penguin's Memories, which is sponsored by a very old film that nobody remembers. That was sponsored by a beer company, which is basically the final third of The Deer Hunter, but with cute penguins. Is that not essential?
It's an adaptation, dude.
It's as weird as it sounds. I mean, is that not an adaptation of The Deer Hunter, basically?
Well, is there...
I mean, it's basically the same story, just the final third of it. He doesn't actually... You don't see much of him in Vietnam. You see a little bit, which is hilarious. Penguins getting very upset, but having PTSD is hilarious.
I still want you to send me that. I remember you were looking for it.
Oh no, you can find it now.
yeah.
Since the Mike Tool article went up, it's like on all the torrent sites and stuff.
Excellent.
Is this Surf's Up?
No, it's not. I don't remember there being PTSD in Surf's Up, or a penguin trying to make it big in the city.
Play in the stock market.
It sounds so much worse than it actually
Yeah.
is. It's a really good film. It just has cute penguins instead of people.
Anyway.
Yeah. Is that an adaptation?
I honestly don't know. I've not seen either it or Deer Hunter, so I can't really comment. I'm sure that sounds like a cop-out, but I honestly can't give an answer to that, because I don't know enough about either thing.
God, do you even like anime?
No, we all hate it. We've established this.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh yeah. Sorry, right. I forgot. Everyone hates.
What do you mean by anime?
Oh, yeah. Can you define anime for me?
Dave, I think
Deer Hunter-
you had the best answer to that.
Just kill me now.
That's a cool title for something. Deer Hunter. Deer Hunter.
Deer Hunter. It's about guys
Deer
that hunt deers.
Hunter.
There should be a lot of homoeroticism in it.
I need to keep control of this. Right, we're riffing off a manga.
Yeah.
I think we talked about that. Light novels.
Oh, boy. Fuck light novels.
But no.
Bison Wolf?
Well,
Yeah,
All right,
fuck
now-
new light
yeah,
novels.
hold on.
Old light novels, good.
Yes.
So stuff like 12 Kingdoms,
They did.
Bison Wolf.
They used to make good light novels way back when. No, I don't know. I liked
Still
like a lot of
do.
the stuff like up to Monogatari, up to Haruhi, up to Bakano. That stuff's really good. Spice and Wolf.
Magic High
Modern light
School?
novels suck ass, and yeah.
High School I thought was entertaining, not necessarily any good.
What about High School DxD? Is that a light novel?
I think it's a manga.
Oh, I need to get that then.
I think.
Uh,
Don't quote
No,
me.
it's a
find
light
out how
novel
the story
series.
goes. Is it? Oh god.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a good show. I like that.
Wait, how the fuck do you like High School DxD and not like Hellthing?
It's a masterpiece. Okay.
Okay, so there's a huge difference. For one, the dub for High School DxD is fantastic. It's
I've never listened to
bloody hilarious. It is so funny. It's so good. It just takes the piss out of it completely. And two, boobs.
Yeah, I genuinely liked the first season of High School DxD.
Oh no, but then you don't get the no, it's not first. You need the battle against him where he needs to save the boobs with the other dragon. It's the best thing ever. He literally defeats the big main enemy of the series because of the power of boobs.
I've seen everything that's been adapted, but I just remember like distinctly like actually legit enjoying the first one. Everything after, I was like, okay, fan service. Okay, I'm on board.
Yeah. Though weirdly, not that many good dojin. I'm surprised.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
You would have thought
there'd
for a
be
series that was
tons.
basically just porn would have good porn in it.
Nah. It's an erotic thriller, I think.
They show so much
Erotic
during
thriller, classy.
the TV series that doesn't leave a lot up to the imagination. So
Yeah, but so does Queensblade, and that's got tons of dojin.
Yeah.
Queensblade.
Anyway, light novels.
Yeah, light novels.
Light novels, I think, have the same issue as visual novels, right? Where it's just a lot of just like explaining what's going on because they don't have.
An internal monologue.
Yeah.
I feel like they snub the internal monologue a lot when they adapt stuff. Which, I mean, that can be incorporated in interesting ways. Sometimes it just isn't, though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also, like, they seem to pick the worst light novels. Like, I can't believe like all light novels are like
Spice and
shit.
Wolf.
Because like like things like Irresponsible Captain Tyler, things like Spice and Wolf, they had really good writing, and I can't believe the writing is now just terrible on all light novels.
Yes, because they open the
Just the ones
floodgates.
they're choosing.
Dude. Everybody can... Any 2-bit hack can write a light novel.
Yeah, they found out. Oh, I could write a light novel
Yeah, but then why do they have to adapt them?
Yeah, I know.
because money.
But then there's also a lot of the very basic, for quite anime writing now, of explaining things of, as you know, blah de blah de blah de blah. And now I'm going to explain my feelings on it.
Well, that's just kind of like anime in general, isn't it? Though, I mean,
Yeah, but light novels seem particularly prone to it.
I guess it just depends on that artist or that author, like what demographic are they hitting? Because if it's a young demographic, then they probably feel like they need to explain every little thing and not leave it up to interpretation.
Yeah, or they're just not good at writing.
Or they're not good at writing. That's probably the answer.
Yeah.
Outside of Monogatari, when's the last legitimately good light novel adaptation?
I would definitely say Bakano.
Yeah, I'd have to look at the
Was that like
time
2008?
scheme. No, I think Bakano was 2007.
Oh, God.
I'd have to look at like
Katana
when things
Gatari?
came out.
I said outside of Monogatari.
Well, Katana
It's not
Gatari was,
Monogatari.
yeah.
oh, well, yeah,
Yeah.
but that's the same thing.
Same author, so...
It's part of the
No, it's
Monogatari series.
No, it's all the same series. Yeah, same as Ore
Yeah.
Monogatari.
It's in the watch order, right?
Yeah.
I can't even think of any shows right now that were based on light novels in like the past.
Hey, well,
7 or so
Kino's
years.
Journey's coming out. That's a light novel.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
They're
that could be
readapting
good.
one that was good.
Wait, you don't like Isekai Smartphone, the show that's airing right now?
Oh God, that's a thing.
Yes, it is. It's
Jesus
so bad.
fuck.
It's the most generic thing I've ever seen. Like literally, as bare bones as possible to be an
Yikes.
anime.
Also, can I quite ask, when did we start calling Taken to Another World anime isekai? Why do we need this extra word?
Ask Japan.
I don't know.
They've been around for like years, and only suddenly have we decided.
Well, I mean,
anime
once it
community
got
started calling them
popular,
isekai.
people adopted the word.
They've always been popular.
Yeah, I guess.
Bloody Escaflowne.
Yeah.
Or a battle done by Ghazi's Wing.
You're right, yeah. I don't know. Well,
12 Kingdoms.
Taken to Another World is more words than isekai, though.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we've always called it that.
I don't know.
Times change.
Yeah, dude.
And I live in the past.
Well, that's
Yeah, we can
Oh,
tell.
lordy. Look at this picture. Christ. Sorry. I'm getting distracted by High School DxD pictures now.
Heyo.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Do we want to move on to another?
Oh, wasn't Rakugo based on a light novel?
Oh, that was the manga.
Oh,
Well, I think it was
Yeah.
originally,
No, was it? I thought it was a manga first. Because she does loads of yaoi stuff, which is why it's quite homoerotic. But I could be wrong.
Let me. Studio D.
Where-
Manga.
Where did Traps originate? That's all. Whatever made that is the
Right, we're moving on.
ultimate source for me.
Fuck this.
The ends. Probably. Like, let's move on to novels.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
normal novels.
Oh, novels.
Because there are
Wait,
a few
do those-
things like Legend of the
Do
Galactic
those
series.
exist in Japan?
And I think... Yeah.
Real books exist, dude. Shit. What?
No, they only read from
I thought they
scrolls.
gave those up once the internet came. No?
No, they just read everything off their phone.
as far as
So,
I know, they're all written by Daizai.
Yeah, so there's things like Legend of the Galactic Heroes, and also I think the recent Fune wo Amo, the one about the dictionaries. I think that was a novel.
Tatami Galaxy is also a novel.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Night is Short.
What else? Shinseki
Kyoko?
Iori is a novel.
Oh, really?
I'm trying to
Welcome
think
to
of
the
a
NHK.
Didn't
Wasn't
actually know that.
couple. I think that was a little. Hold on.
So notice
Sorry.
the connection is all of these are actually...
No, it's a manga.
Gankutsuo is based
Oh.
on a novel. Count of Monte Cristo.
Count of Monte Cristo, best fucking book.
Starship Troopers is also based on a novel, but that's also crap, like the novel.
Yeah, well, I
It
think
also has one of the worst openings of all time.
I think
Oh,
generally.
Ninja Slayer,
Oh yeah, Ninja Slayer was based.
Oh,
I
the
think
greatest show of all time.
No, it's not just Ninja Slayer. It's Ninja Slayer from animation, I think. Of one.
Yes, of course.
Was that the one that was, like, made by a couple of Canadian guys, basically as a parody of shitty...
Kung Fu
Japanese
movies, and then but then the translation into Japanese was like a and then the adaptation was a parody of the parody
yeah,
of the
it's
parody.
like 4 levels of parody. It's crazy.
And if you don't know Kung Fu movies, how they were taken to the West, and you're Japanese, you can read like the jokes.
Yeah,
You're not going to get it.
it's
It's it's what I understand. about
several
it,
layers of nonsense.
which is why everyone hated it.
Yeah. I like novel adaptations. I think they have a lot more freedom to be interesting and adapt to the medium because they're just adapting a story. They're not adapting visuals or anything. Generally, sometimes they'll take the character designs from the cover or whatever if they have a. But
But fuck not light novels though.
yeah, dude, fuck light novels. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think you actually have to be somewhat of a decent writer to write a full-length novel.
Yeah, I was about to say, novels usually better written than
But yeah,
a light novel, especially as they're probably going to be quite big in terms of how they're being received, both abroad or at home, whatever, for them to get an adaptation, because they don't need the advertisement in the same way something else does.
What I posted in chat, that was a novel, right? The Railgun and
Yeah,
Index
no, it
series?
was a light novel series.
Oh, they were?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
So I would actually say that was the most recent good light novel adaptation.
ooh, good is a strong word there. But,
Well, Railgun's
yeah, okay.
a manga.
Really? Railgun. I'm talking Railgun, not Index.
Yes, it's a manga.
Weird.
Okay.
Anything else about novels? Normal novels?
Lots of words.
Yeah.
Yeah, too many. Who fucking needs
I
all
Unless
mean,
it's a
I don't
picture
want
book.
to derail this too much, but speaking of novel
go ahead.
novel adaptations in general, like Harry Potter, there was a lot of liberties taken with that, and the movies ended up being its own individual nice thing away from the novel.
And a lot of people prefer them.
That's
Yeah.
true.
I think both are stupid. That school would be shut down instantly by health and safety. Would you send your children to a school where people die every year?
Yeah, really.
No, you'd homeschool those bitches.
Homeschool wizards.
Yeah.
It's we shouldn't publish this part because J.K. Rowling's going to steal that, make another spin-off, then make another movie. So I don't know.
homeschooled wizards?
Yeah.
I think I've seen that porno. Oh, your dad is always at work, son.
They're all very socially maladjusted.
Let's move on to everyone's most hated visual novels.
Oh boy.
Visual novels are interesting though, because it's kind of like a mix, because you have moving-ish elements and
You're
visuals.
moving. There's nothing
It's the
moving.
best of both worlds. You get the bad writing of light novels, shitty moving pictures, and
sprites.
And then multiple routes they all try and cram
And
into
40
one show,
hours.
despite the fact it makes no sense.
I
Because they always have to include all the
Yeah.
routes, and just picking one and sticking
Yeah,
with it.
it's probably the toughest to adapt because of that.
Well, it wouldn't be if they just picked one route.
If they pick the true route, or the good end or the whatever, because most visual novels have a
Canon route.
Yeah, have a canon ending. So
But then you have things like, because Clannad was a VN,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
And you have to go through each girl's little route,
Yeah.
a little arc before finishing. Like, that show was about 5 episodes long, if you hadn't gone through everyone else's arcs.
well, yeah, if you just
or
watch the that other
Amagi?
what's that?
Amagami?
Oh yeah.
Amagami SS, yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
Amagami.
yeah. That's
Sure,
that's
Yeah,
one
but
way
that
to
was
do
weird,
it.
because that was like a rewind thing, wasn't it?
I quite like that show.
Yeah, I mean, I think the time rewind concept is solid as far as adapting visual novels goes. I think as long as people understand and buy into the conceit, I think that's a solid way to tell the story.
But then it also becomes really obvious it's just a harem.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it doesn't work with everything, because some visual novels, regardless of what route you go on, like it might go in a certain order where you have to do this route first, and then you do this
Yeah.
route, and then
And
you do that one.
there are other problems where either the common route is really long, or there are the same story beats that happen in several routes. So if you go the time reset route, you'll have the same events happening just with a different person, or just like one thing slightly changed, because VNs also like to reuse text.
Yeah. Saves them having to put forth effort.
Yeah.
Right effort. Okay.
Yeah, I tend to like visual novels. Visual novel adaptations are usually not great, because there is a lot
I'm
of...
actually not much of a
Yeah.
fan of most of the visual novels I've played.
Yeah,
Have you played
I tend to
Fate?
like them.
No, I've tried to play Fate at least 2 times,
Ugh.
and I could never make myself go through it.
Like, why don't they just write a book?
Because
then
it's
you
like
can have
it's
pictures.
an interactive book. It's an interactive book.
No, it's not.
Eh,
It's barely interactive.
interactive enough. More than a book.
I mean, it is basically like a choose your own adventure book.
Except you have, like, one path which you can actually follow, and all the rest you shouldn't.
There
Or
are
if you die.
There
Yeah,
are
so
some
that's-
visual
Yeah,
novels
so it's
that
like
have like
Goosebumps.
like huge amounts of route deviations.
Yeah.
Like you need like a guide open. But yeah, like the common route point is a pretty good one. So like with Rewrite, that adaptation recently, that visual novel has such a ginormous common route, and it's obvious that they crammed it into like the first 3 episodes as quickly as possible, because like the dialogue's just like going and going and going and going and going, and it was like almost nauseating how quick the anime was going. It's like, here's this person,
Fair
okay,
enough.
here's this person, hey, there's that person.
Really won't got anything else to say about VNs.
I really wish they would adapt Katawa Shoujo.
Well, I don't think that they... I don't know. That one's...
They never will, but I would love it if they
Yeah.
did.
It would be very hard to adapt that, because I don't even know who would own it. Like, who would say, you can have the license to do this? Or, I don't know. Weird.
I I like at least that VN adaptations have endings usually.
Yeah. Well,
That's also a
it
good
depends if
point.
they adapt. Yeah, if they adapt the true end and they adapt it correctly, usually it's a satisfying ending.
Satisfying, unquote.
Well, sometimes if you don't, I don't know. I'm thinking about Steins Gate, where the ending of that
Has a really unsatisfying ending.
that ending of that got a lot of flack because
It completely undoes the whole
Yes.
point of the end.
And,
This is the story.
and if you play through every other route to get there, it feels like you did more to achieve the true ending. At least the average player would. But the anime just adapts it. So after 24 episodes, they're like, "Oh, everything's fine now."
Spoilers.
This is fine.
But
Totally didn't make a big decision before this, which was really important and had some emotional weight behind it.
don't worry, dude. Zero's coming out, dude. It'll fix everyone's problems with the ending.
The best kind of fix, the retcon.
Uh-huh. Well, actually, Zero's an interesting point because that is a split path visual novel where very early on, a couple of the decisions you make split the story into two branches that each have two endings. So they'll probably fuck up adapting that. I look forward to that.
That's going to be fun. People are going to say it's the best thing ever because it's the word Steins Gate
Yes.
next to it. Kill me now.
Because they're a bunch of morons.
Right, let's move on
Yeah.
to video games.
Ooh.
Video game
Demo video
adaptations.
games.
So
Right.
Danganronpa was awful adaptation.
Dog shit.
I'm just going to make this statement off the bat. Video game adaptations are almost always terrible,
Yep.
especially if they're fighting game adaptations,
Ooh, yikes.
which are particularly bad. But you do sometimes get some cool stuff, like the Street Fighter 2 movie and then Rage of
Yeah,
Bahamut.
dude. Pokemon.
And I
Come
think-
on now.
And Pokemon.
There we go.
Yeah, but with Pokemon, they should be adapting the Pokemon Adventures manga instead of the.
Well, yeah, it
Video
is
game.
very much an anime original story set in the universe.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's an adaptation of the games in really any sense. So that I don't.
Well, Yellow is an adaptation of the TV.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
that's true.
That,
So
what,
yeah, so
4-episode
the original
series?
series is an adaptation of Yellow, which came out afterwards.
But Pokemon Origins is the adaptation of the
That's
game.
true. Yeah,
Yeah,
which was
and that
good. I
was
enjoyed
good.
that.
And that was really
That
good.
was awesome.
If only it was longer. If they'd made it a full series instead of vignettes.
Well, actually, interestingly enough, the new Pokemon movie is supposed to be a callback to the original series.
So, why wouldn't it be an adaptation? Because earlier you guys were talking about how even if they just take like basic story points and make a completely original thing, it's still
Well,
an
I think
adaptation.
it's an adaptation.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I
I
think
think-
it's
I think Origins is just a more direct
Yeah.
adaptation.
that's a better way to put it. Yeah. Well, at this point, I think the Pokemon anime is its own thing, and I think they tried to differentiate it early on, because it contains like many original characters and that kind of stuff. So I think it would still be an adaptation of the games because it wouldn't exist without the games.
Did Ash find a fountain of youth at some point? Because he has not aged.
Well, I mean,
At all.
if you look at Sun and Moon, he's younger than he's ever been now. So.
It's
Benjamin Button.
oh god.
Well, there's so many weird theories with that. It's just because they want to
Kids.
keep the same.
they want it to be a kids show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, forever.
It's like The Simpsons. I mean, there's fan theories like, oh, he's in a coma.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Oh,
it's
he's
all.
all-
oh
Oh,
yeah,
right,
the
which
coma
branches of his
theory.
wish.
I like that
Yeah.
theory.
And then also there's the thing about there was a massive war, which is why there's no adult men.
Yeah, Lieutenant Surge served in the war, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, Lieutenant, what?
He
Charge?
killed.
Buzz or whatever?
Lieutenant Surge killed people with his Raichu, dude. Come on, he's a badass.
Yeah, which is
Lieutenant's-
why. And there's suspiciously no adult men in the entire game, basically.
Lieutenant
Yeah.
Surge is quite. Lieutenant Surge is quite brutal in the manga. Like people actually get hurt and killed
Well, yeah,
in the
doesn't-
manga.
yeah, I think. Yeah, he was like behind some scheme, like right on the SSN or something. I think.
Yep.
I think I read that far.
Yep.
Is the manga like the dark and gritty version?
I guess it's a little edgy. Yeah,
Not edgy. Does it have spiky hair?
yeah, dude.
So cover one eye. And then have like the chunny eye as well. Yeah, but I think the adaptations that do work tend to be the ones where they're just given creative freedom to do whatever.
Yep.
Like Rage Bahamut, where they're like, here's some vague lore. Go ahead, boys. Or the Street Fighter 2 movie. The ones that don't work are RPGs, especially, because they try to cram that massive story, which they're all very formulaic. As much as I love RPGs, they do kind of all follow the same path for the most part, especially Japanese ones.
I feel like a lot of, well, I mean, maybe not necessarily game adaptations, but RPGs based on games or based in games always try to shoehorn some sort of, like, they always try to shoehorn the RPG system, and then they always, like, either break their own rules, or they don't establish it well at all.
It's like Fate?
Yes.
Well, yeah, just like Fate. Hey, we're coming back to it.
It's just like a very new thing to do. Never used to do that.
Can you list off some game adaptation anime? Because I'm having a hard time thinking
Love
of
Live.
some.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, Love Live.
No, it was an original thing first.
Before it was a mobile game?
The Tekken anime,
Yeah.
more Street Fighter
I'm fairly
animes.
certain it just started off as, like, little animated music videos.
Google
There's
it.
Street Fighter anime?
Yeah, there's several
Yeah.
Street Fighter animes.
Whoa.
Only one of them is
Did you
worth
just say
watching.
animes?
Oh,
Yeah, because I was
Fake fan.
animazed.
Uh-oh.
fake fan spotted.
I was
Yeah, we need to kick
animazed.
him out now. Stage
It was
coup.
I'm looking at Love Live. I can't see what is what.
I mean,
It seems to have been a manga
I think,
first.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but I know Yokai Watch is pretty big as an adaptation of the game.
Card Fight Vanguard, I think also.
Yu-Gi-Oh. No, that's card game.
Fate-Go.
Same thing though, really. What Tales of Hysteria?
Oh, yeah.
There's lots of Tales of adaptations. Dragoon. There's just a ton of them, and they're all crap.
what
for the most
what
part.
about anime that adapt stories about making video games?
Yeah,
Have there been any?
that's the thing.
I don't know.
Well,
Any.
New Game's the only one I can think of that's airing right now.
I haven't seen that. That's stupid. New anime's crap.
Love it.
Fucking elitist, Dave.
Yeah.
But Owari Season 2 was new.
All Digipaint anime's crap. It's all about that cell.
Anyway,
Wait, so then why don't you hate Yuasa?
Because I haven't seen anything of it.
Oh, really?
I've never seen anything by you, so I keep meaning
Really?
to, but I've got so much much
Don't,
else on my
because
plate.
he animates on Flash.
yeah, there you go.
What's wrong with Flash?
Well, it's digital.
Adobe.
Is it?
It's Adobe Premiere, dude.
Are you sure it's Adobe Premiere? Is he not on, like, what is it, the last version that everyone just pirates now because it's better than Premiere?
So
right.
video games are a very organic experience where things can change. Does that kind of play into it as well? Because it's not like a static thing where it follows a set path like
Yeah.
manga or light novels.
For sure. I think that the reason a lot of game adaptations suck is because when you take away player control, it doesn't feel as interesting.
Right.
Because when you say, oh, like, I did something else there, like, it was more interesting when I fought that monster, or, like, because people make their own stories just through the gameplay, and that's also something that's separate from the actual narrative in the show. So I feel like if they don't change enough, it can just feel like, oh, like, this was more interesting to play. It was more engaging when I was experiencing this narrative.
Right. It's like when everyone says, "Oh, I wish there was a Mass Effect movie," and I'm like, "No, you don't.
Yeah.
It wouldn't."
I do.
Oh, you do?
No. But with the caveat,
Yeah.
it's not following the story of the games. It's its own story in that universe.
The universes and worlds are interesting.
It's like they shouldn't have made Andromeda. They should have made a different type
Well,
of
they
game
shouldn't
set
have
in that
given
universe.
Andromeda to like the C team. Then we actually would have gotten a good Mass
But
Effect.
they got to do Anthem because people really care about Anthem.
Oh yeah, the Destiny clone.
So, sorry, Destiny.
I thought Andromeda was pretty good.
You're wrong.
Like the characters' faces weren't melting.
No, they didn't melt. They just were frozen.
Yeah.
I thought that was it.
I don't remember. There
It's
were
a
so
side
many
of-
bugs.
It's a side effect of interstellar travel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Right. We're moving on.
Anyway, yeah, games. That's it. There we go.
Yeah.
And then the next base they can do is myths and legends. Not talked about that often, but they do it sometimes. Like the big one is the Takatori Monogatari, which is the tale of Bamboo Cutter, which has been adapted loads of times with most names already being.
Kagihime.
Yeah, Takahata's Princess Kaguya. What do you think about myths and legends? We're not talking about Fate. Fate is banned.
Fate is banned on this topic.
If you're going purely on like myths and legends, like no like light novel or something that has that sort of elements in it, it's probably the best, right? Because you have most freedom. You can tell whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's already like 50 different versions of any myth you choose to name, so it's not like they can accuse you of not being accurate to the source material.
Have you met anime fans?
Yeah, is people still well? We did when we were talking about Fate.
I was cramped. That film showing I went to was like completely packed, and it was gross.
Did it smell real bad?
Yes.
Were there out of how many women were there, ratio-wise?
Very little. The announcer was
Expected.
A female. There's one.
Oh god.
I just remembered something that we forgot to talk about when we were naming book adaptations. All of the World Masterpiece Theater shows are based on classic books, but not all of them, but most of the popular ones at least.
Such as the Von Trapp one, which is based on a Western film.
Yeah.
Which we're going to get
But
to.
a lot of those have wonky source material, so it's completely just thought about that. But anyway, yeah.
Well, but they're old animes, they're crap.
There's also, I know, a few anime that are adaptations of fairy tales and stuff.
Yeah. Like, there's the Japanese horror story ones, which are generally just like collections, anthologies of kind of the fairy tale, kind of horror things. And they work quite well from what I understand. Never watched any of them. But people seem to like them. I mean, Ghost Stories, the infamous Ghost Story, is kind of that. It is.
It's very heavily based on folklore and stuff, right?
Yeah, from what I understand. Until the dub took hold of it.
Is the Kappa a Japanese thing?
Yeah.
No.
I thought it was.
Is it? Wait, fuck. No, I think I might be thinking of the wrong thing then.
You might be thinking of the wrong Kappa, not the one they use on Twitch.
No, not...
I just remember that.
Talking about the frog, like the frog thing.
Yeah, the turtle frog thing.
Turtle frog. That
frog turtle thing.
The one you're supposed to
that heals
bow
you. Yeah, that's a myth.
That's true, yeah.
Cool. So we like myths and legends, do we?
Yeah, I think you have more freedom to do what you want with it.
Underused.
Because we can't say it did a shitty job of adapting, because it's like...
We can, because it can be a crap anime.
Yeah, if it's a shit anime, then there you go.
People are stupid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
Actually,
live action.
I have a question. No, this is not really any deep.
Anything to do with it.
Would you call Sergeant Frog a adaptation of Kappa?
The manga.
It's an adaptation of the Frogger video game. You know, it's a...
No, it's an adaptation of the Sergeant Frog manga.
Yeah, it is a manga, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a parody of which is like a parody of Gunpla. It's about Gundam, in case you didn't know. Sergeant Frog is like all about Gundam.
Yeah, he's a massive otaku.
Yeah.
Huh.
So what were you saying? It's maybe an adaptation of?
Is it... Do you think it is supposed to be drawing inspiration at all from the Legends of Kappa?
No,
or do you think it's just a frog alien because the guy likes frogs or whatever?
No, yeah, I think it's just frog aliens. I think it's just silly. It might be a joke, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a pun. We know the Japanese like their puns, and that translates really well.
When are we going to talk about pun adaptations?
We're not.
You mean like Bakemonogatari?
Yeah. I guess we already had an episode on that.
Oh, for God's sake.
Go ahead, Dave.
Live action. Both TV shows and films.
Wow.
So like Death Note.
No. No. Stop talking. We're talking about the other way around. So things that went from live action to animation, like the upcoming Godzilla, or like the Garo adaptations, or like going back to Penguin's Memory. They tend to be good, I think. There aren't many, weirdly.
Yeah, I don't know. I think with animation you have more freedom than with live action, so I feel like you could adapt a film story and make it look cooler, But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, with the improvements in CG technology, I think
Yeah.
the gap is probably closing.
Yeah, but wooden acting. And
Yeah, well,
bad lighting
Japanese
and stuff.
acting.
And Japanese CG is pretty poor.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, I
know.
think they still view CG as a cost-saving measure instead of like an actual artistic value, like the West does right now. Like Disney is like pretty much full 3D now, right?
No, we're talking about live action stuff.
Yeah, wait, like live action CG. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, like Garo.
Yeah.
I don't think I know enough Japanese TV shows and stuff to see what has been adapted.
Yeah,
Yeah, but they also adapt Western stuff. I'm surprised there isn't more adapted from live action. You would have thought that'd be more of a thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
well, I know there's a lot the other way, but
It's interesting to see when the West adapts Japanese stuff like
That's
Godzilla,
another no.
the new one, which was
No.
bad.
9
No.
times out of 10,
No.
The
it's
new one's
no,
bad.
the new one
That's
is
its
good.
own show. That's its own show. Don't go
Oh.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, we can do our own topic about that on another podcast.
Yeah.
What, Godzilla?
Yeah, don't. That's like gonna be 3 hours if we start. on
Yes,
that.
it will.
Really?
I've got a lot to say
No,
about it.
it'd be like 20 minutes. Western comic books, they've also been adapted. Marvel did a string of things like the Iron Man. I think there was Spider-Man. There was
The
Blade.
Animatrix.
that's not a comic book,
Oh yeah, fuck.
but it does fit in the film.
Yeah, that does-
and the
yeah,
live
that's
action
true.
stuff. And that's pretty good.
I never saw it.
And the new Blade Runner.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I saw the
right.
trailer for that. Who's the director on
The
that?
trailer didn't look very good.
That's Watanabe,
Yeah.
Mr. Bebop,
Mr. Bebop himself.
Mr. Samurai Shampoo, Space Dandy Conditioner.
Oh, boy.
Oh god, this is falling apart.
Wait, with Ever together?
So yeah, Western comic book adaptations. Has
I've
anyone
not seen
any
any.
of them?
No.
Nah.
Card book?
Comic
Oh,
book.
comic book. Sorry, cut out at the very end for me. Comic books. Yeah, I can't say I've really seen any.
Well, from what I understand, they're crap. So that's probably a good thing.
If it's not at least a 7 or above on Mal, I don't watch it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, 7's a bad rating anyway, so I only
Yeah.
get the 8s.
If it's not 5 or below, I don't watch it.
Oh, okay, so you're not an elitist, you're just a hipster.
Yeah, dude.
Nah, I'm just a masochist.
Honestly, I love going through and finding really low mal shit to watch. If it's short, I'll watch it.
And half the time it's actually alright.
Popeye the
It's just
Performer.
it's old or
Yeah,
something.
like if I see something with a 4 on mal, I'm like, I need to watch this right now.
Yeah.
What is even the lowest scored thing on Mal? Or like
It's
the
shitcom, isn't it?
sorry, the
Is it? I think
the
that's a 1,
score
isn't
of
it?
the lowest thing.
I thought Shitcom was the lowest. It might be the other one. Mars of Destruction.
Shit comes 2.89.
The fuck?
Oh shit, they're making a new season of One Punch Man? Dope.
That was announced ages ago, dude.
Okay, well, you know what? I didn't see it.
All right. Well, now you know.
Yeah, of course you do.
Why is this guy even on the podcast?
And finally, the final thing they adapt. For Coma. Because I think they should be handled
Oh,
separately.
yeah, that's a good idea. I
Was-
adore for coma adaptations.
Was K-On! For Coma?
Yeah. Can
Yeah,
was,
that was-
Nozaki.
Hidamari and Azumanga Daioh are two of my other favorites.
Sakamoto.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think gag manga is really, really fun to adapt.
Aho
'cause they-
girl from this season?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh girl. Most of the stuff by Cool Hiko Shinja, like stuff like I
Yeah.
Can't Understand What My Husband Is Saying.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love that
Kamori
show.
Sat,
That show's great.
Can't Decline. Fuck. Made Dragon just recently.
Yeah, but that's
Believe.
crap.
Whoa. Whoa.
Well, I personally don't like sexualizing children, unlike
No, I completely
Many
agree
anime.
with that.
many anime fans. So, Ah,
Four
well.
Comas, they're good.
But I think 4 I think a big problem with them is a lot of them shouldn't be half an hour.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think
well,
most of them 15 minutes max.
I think
So
it works well if like they do, or if they do it like almost like a Three Stooges sort of thing, almost. Like for one full-length episode, it's 2 half-length stories.
Well, yeah, like Sakamoto was two
Yeah,
half-length stories. And I never watched as a whole episode. I always watched half. Came back later to watch the other half. That would have worked so
what
much
was
better
that,
as a 15-minute show.
What was that romance anime from this season? I think that was a 4 Coma with the like all the different couples.
Surgery?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Surgery.
No, it's regular manga.
Oh, it is. Shit.
Yeah. I like Four
I'm
Comas.
trying to think of other ones.
A lot of my favorite shows. I think gag manga is still it's fun to read on its own, and when it's adapted, I think a majority of the jokes still land when it's animated. Yeah, I don't know. Good shit.
I mean, it does have the advantage that a lot of the times the joke ones are really, really rapid fire, so if one doesn't land, you're on to the next within like a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's TQs. That's 4 isn't it?
Yeah, I think
Or
so.
is that anime original?
I don't know. It seems like
And
a Four
that's-
Coma.
That's great.
I always get it mixed up with Haikyuu.
Very different.
Yeah.
It's a TQ's the one where they're all on crack, basically.
Oh.
Or speed, whichever drug you want.
Yeah.
Probably both. So yeah, I think that's us done. Maybe. This wasn't a good topic, was it?
It's a great
Well,
one.
we got an hour or 45 minutes out of it, which is more than we can say for what is anime.
Yeah. Only
Um,
slightly less than me talking about the shows I
so-
watched.
Should we talk at all about adaptations the other way?
Yeah, I
No?
think we could
Why not?
probably have an episode
Let's
on
call it
things
here.
that are adapted from
Alright.
anime.
Like the
Yeah, because like there's live action adaptations that are interesting to talk
Video
about,
games.
and video game spin-offs or video game
it's like
stories.
1,000 Gundam games.
Yeah, I think that would be an interesting episode
I
in its
haven't
own
played
right.
fucking any of them.
We didn't bring up Nekopara, did we?
Oh, well, yeah, that's a VN adaptation.
Yeah.
Oh god.
I love Nekopara.
Wait,
I'm gonna
Sorry.
Mending podcast.
my
Nekopara,
I love my smart games,
Nekopara
dude.
had an anime.
I thought this episode was going to be more about like what we think makes a good adaptation, as
Which
opposed to just
we
going
can talk
down a
about
list of things.
Well, we can do that too. Let's do that now. What makes a good adaptation?
Being
Tell
good.
us.
If it's not shit, if it has competent people working on it.
It needs at least 50% Japanese people working on it. And it
No,
has to
yeah,
be good.
we need the baseline 50%. We need more than a majority.
We need
And
the
at
token
least-
chap on board.
Yeah.
And then, yeah,
I
no.
don't know. Yeah.
Seriously.
Memes aside, I think that if you get an adaptation, you give it to the right staff, the right studio for the job, and the source, the creator of the source is willing to be flexible about how it's adapted, because I know that some mangakas get a little pissy about people making changes to their things, and then it ends up hamstringing the whole production. But yeah, if they're flexible to adapt it, they have the right staff. I think that most adaptations that are good in their own right can become their own a good anime. I don't know.
Yeah, it's almost like if you give good people who are good at making stuff the freedom
Yeah,
to make
exactly.
stuff, they produce good stuff.
Wow, what a concept.
I know. Write this down.
Yeah.
We just discovered something, boys.
But I mean, that's why going to break my own rule, to go back to Western adaptations of anime, that's why they're all crap, because they give it to people who can't make these things. Like, they're bad directors. And guess what? You get crap.
Yeah.
Who'd have guessed?
I mean, I'm trying to think of... I can't think of any. Western adaptation of animation like show anything recently that was good. And I was thinking like maybe Adventure Time, maybe Rick and Morty, but I haven't watched enough of Rick and Morty.
Black Swan. Black Swan is just perfect blue.
Oh yeah.
Also, the Tom Cruise one is. I know it's
based on Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah,
same difference.
Yeah.
Supposedly, it's significantly better.
Yeah, and there's a sequel coming soon. I'm excited about that.
That could be interesting. I'm not sure where they would go with that, though.
Wait, I'm just going to... Mike Toole did an article on this, actually, live-action adaptations.
Oh, yeah.
And as we all know, I love Mike Toole. Because, he actually knows things. He's been in the industry for a long time.
Knowing things, that's so overrated, dude.
Yeah, I just need to find the actual article now.
At the end of the day, I just want to watch good shit. I don't care what the fuck they do from the source. Make it good.
Yeah,
what's like the best adaptation that you've seen?
There's not much that I'm familiar with the source enough to.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if I would say by the best adaptation, I would just say the show that I enjoyed the most that happened to be an adaptation, because I'm not familiar enough with the source with like a source to say that they did the source material justice the best. Like, I don't know. I can't think of anything off the top of my head though.
I would say probably, in my case, for something that I actually knew the source, probably Arya, just because it matched it so well in visual form. I do want to read the
Usagi Drop.
Ooh.
I think. Wait,
that's a good idea.
You say, I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
Excluding the whole second half thing, I think just what they adapted it better because they moved stuff around. So it actually flowed better and made more sense as
and they knew where
when
to stop.
people were introducing stuff.
Yeah, the anime was very, very good. Like, astounding.
Although I know people hate the second half of the manga. I don't like where the story goes, but I do like the fact the author did it. Because I think there was a very clear and obvious path they could have gone down and it would have been very easy.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the fact
hate's a strong word.
It took a bit of a
risk. I think people were just like, oh, this is nothing like the first half. Gross.
Yeah, but I'm glad they took the risk. Going back to good live action adaptations from the West. Speed Racer.
Oh,
yes! Oh, Speed Racer's so good.
The Guyver movie with Mark Hamill in.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, sorry, what one?
No, it's David Hayter, sorry.
Yeah.
Guyver. Oh, no, it does have Mark Hamill and Jimmy Walker.
Whoa.
The Guyver.
Who's Mark Hamill?
Never heard of that.
Darth Vader.
Oh.
And then there were just like some good live action show adaptations in Japan as well, like this Go 13 movie, the Cromartie movie. The Yamato live action is really good.
Ooh, really? That sounds
cool. The Rurouni Kenshin ones.
The Kenshin ones are actually pretty good as well.
Yeah, they say they're really good. And of course the new, very Japanese Full Metal Alchemist, which is very Japanese. Because the director's like, oh, it's so Japanese.
What?
No white people allowed.
Is it Japanese?
What? No, it's clearly not set in Japan at all. But the director's very assertive that everyone's going to be Japanese.
Huh.
No
That's
white
weird.
people.
It's weird because in FMA there are people who are Asian.
Yeah, but it's during this was like started production during the whole Ghost in the Shell thing, so
they overcompensated.
As a reaction to that.
Okay.
Yeah, you're like, you're a Japanese guy, of course you're going to put Japanese people in the film. It's a Japanese film. Nobody cares.
Going back to best adaptations, I thought of a good one. I was thinking of stuff that is the biggest gap between the source material and the anime, which one I thought elevated the source more. And K-On! Is one of the best examples, I think. Because that manga is mediocre, and KyoAni made it into a great show.
KyoAni seems to be able to bring out the best of all of its stuff.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a good answer I thought of a little later.
Yeah.
So
Belladonna's Sadness is an adaptation of a book. That's good.
I can't remember if this was Japanese or maybe Korean, but Snowpiercer.
That's
it was Korean now. Fuck.
Is it Korean?
Yeah, it's Korean. It's the guy who did.
Was the staff 50% Japanese though?
Oh,
well, it was a live action film to start off with.
Yeah.
No. The director's Korean. He's the same guy who did the what was it? The monster movie. Set in Korea. Fuck, what was it called?
And also the director is Bong June
Yeah, he did.
Ho?
And on Netflix, he did.
Bon
Oxygen.
Jovi? What?
Oh boy.
I don't. I can't.
Co-production with Red Hot Chili Peppers.
But it was actually originally a French graphic novel.
Yeah.
I mean, Korea, Japan, kind of similar.
It's all the Orient to me.
Yeah, you might not want to say that anywhere around a Japanese person, because those two countries.
They'll fucking hate your guts.
Well, no, they just both hate each other massively.
Do we want to see some Korean webtoons get adapted in anime? Any of you guys read some of those?
No, because Korea's inferior to the superior Nippon steel.
Folded 1,000 times.
Well, you are driving your car or studying the blade. Oh god.
Fuck.
I visit Just Neckbeard thinks too much.
Ironic weed memes.
I'm sorry. Continue.
I was just saying, there's a couple really good Korean webtoons that I wish they.
Slanty Ice Webtoons. Yeah, why not?
Such
Is
as?
Kamen Degushi Korean?
That
Their
isn't
story?
familiar.
I'm not sure what that is.
It's a Yuri one.
Oh,
Wow, that's why I don't know what it is.
it's so pure.
When are we getting the Kim Jong-un Rocket Man
Oh.
anime?
Yes,
No,
please.
no.
Four Coma comic. My little dictator can't possibly be this cute.
Oh gosh.
They're gonna remake The Rocketeer, but with Kim Jong-un as the main character. That's what they're gonna
It's
do.
a wacky comedy. Oh, I fired a missile off accidentally. What am I gonna do? Ah,
Okay.
I've got gout. Too much cheese and wine.
That's pretty good. You could be a voice actor in
Yeah.
the Hellsing sequel.
Oh, I'm not that bad.
Oh,
It's really bad. I don't understand how some people think that's one of the best dubs ever. It's awful. It truly is awful. The main character, not Helsing, but the girl, she can't do an English accent.
Welcome to the Helsing
No, she
cast,
cannot.
everybody. Here we are. Episode 8.
It's terrible. Why does it have an 8.5 on now?
because people are stupid. I already said that.
Because
It's higher
their
than
taste
Gundam.
is shit.
It's higher than fucking
Because
Zeta
everyone's
Gundam.
taste is garbage.
Yeah, but they're wrong. They're just wrong.
They're
I'm not.
wrong.
Like, Zeta Gundam is an 8.1. Hellsing Ultimate is...
Is what?
I'm waiting for my computer to get there. 8.55. How? How is it the 78th best show of all time, apparently? It's
Dude,
bollocks.
it is.
It's bullshit.
It's the best show of all time.
No, that's Gintama.
No,
Gintama is the
it's
top
Zero.
10 best anime ever.
Next time someone asks me my top 10, I'm going
Fucking
to say it's all
stupid.
Gintama.
Yeah, it's all of Gintama, followed by
you know,
Your Name, which is obviously the best anime movie
you know,
ever.
Gintama season 2,
followed-
Gintama season 5, Gintama season 3.
Gintama specials.
Gintama movies.
Yeah,
Alright.
I think
If
we
you-
Yeah,
if
do
did.
we
you
have
actually
anything
go
else to
down
say?
the-
I think we've been done for like half an hour.
Yeah. You can pick and choose where
We're just not trying to stretch it out for 2 hours.
you can pick where we cut it
10 more
off.
minutes. Okay. Don't stop recording.
You got it.
Do not stop recording. We need to do claps.
Are you sure?
Are we gonna do any outro at all?
Yeah, go get in there. Calm down. Get your
Okay.
panties on.
Or take them
Don't
off.
wear
Or
panties.
take them off.
Oh yeah.
Alright.
Be naked, man. I don't care.
Did you know a
dicks
9/11 film's coming out soon with Charlie Sheen as the main actor?
Wait, what?
Yes.
Is it
He's
an anime?
winning.
It's a
So
great transition from Dicks Out to 9/11.
Oh, and Whoopi Goldberg's in it too.
Oh, I love a bit of
I
whooping.
love Whoopi
so are
Goldberg.
they both playing
Is
terrorists?
she gonna be?
Dude, I watch The View every morning, dude. She's great.
Is she gonna be dressed like she does in Star Trek with the big hats and stuff? Bit of Whoopi Goldberg, lovely. As a nun, is this a tie-in sequel to?
Sister Act.
What is it? Sister Act, yeah.
I don't.
They sing so
don't
hard
think
it
so.
causes jihadists to attack the Traceland.
Jesus Christ.
So we're gonna do that clap.
And thank you for listening to the Chinese Cartoon Podcast.
On that note,
We hope you enjoyed it.
I hope you didn't enjoy it.
This is over. I'm ending
Yeah,
this
bye.
here. There's no outro. That's it. The intro and outro music was provided by our boy Ringo at ringo-scar.bandcamp.com, and the background music was straight from www.bensound.com. Links are in the description below.